Nicole, you said that you consider yourself more moderate. You're probably leaning a bit more conservative, but you subscribe to a lot more liberal sociological concepts like gender theory.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Okay, so basically that just means that I've seen a lot of discussion on what a woman is, and I subscribe to the theory that gender is performance. So
What does that mean?
that means like, okay, so that means that basically when you perceive people, a lot of
Powdered Toast Man donated $200.
Damn, what the- wow.
Let's Dance Girl in Blue is Bay, would simp. But seriously, have Rachel on more. She's much more pleasant than Andrew. Andrew causes things to be way too combative and it throws the whole show off emo.
He's way more entertaining, if that's what you're getting at, than I am.
All right,
So, yeah.
thank you, Powdered Toast Man, appreciate it. You were saying gender is performance?
Yeah, essentially, because you know, I hear a lot of people talk about biology and like reduce everything down to biology, but the fact of the matter is that we don't check each other's chromosomes when we see each other, but we know if you're a man or a woman when you see them. So yeah, and also I really don't like the biological like reductivism kind of because
Nick, come on, let her. Okay.
Sorry, because I'm Catholic and I do believe that gender roles are important, but the thing is those are gender roles. They're not like biological roles. I think that society should enforce gender roles, and a lot of conservatives just boil it down to, well, like it's just what you have in your pants. I think it's a lot more than that. So that's what I mean by that.
So, like, if you
Wait, hold on.
Erroneous!
Hold on, that was just a whole bunch of word salad.
Sorry.
No, you shouldn't apologize. Well, let me just ask you then, what is a woman?
Sure. Okay, so a woman in the gender sense, in the sociological sense, is someone that does the duties that are aligned with the female sex.
So you think a woman is someone who acts like a woman?
I think that, you know what, it does become kind of a difficult question, but in the same way that I think race is a social construct, because race is just what someone looks like.
I gotta jump in on this one.
I'm about to.
They're going to be
Hold
so
on.
mad when you
Let's-
say the word
Got so
social
much to-
Hold
construct.
on.
Be careful.
Wait.
I know. Okay,
Before-
just because something is social construct doesn't mean it's not real, too.
Thank you. They do not understand
language-
that. Thank you.
Oh,
You don't
we
understand the
understand
meaning
it
of
just
your
fine.
words.
No,
Yeah.
wait,
Hold on.
listen. Language is a social construct. Language is completely real. Language has rules in the same way that gender has rules. Gender has roles. I think that people should align with the roles that are with their sex, but that doesn't mean that the roles themselves are biological. I think that's dumb.
Here, let me have everybody's answer to the question, what is a woman? Starting from you, moving that way. Go ahead.
Starting from who?
Yeah, okay, you answered, then you, then around the table.
Okay, so I go.
Holy fuck, yes. Go ahead. Into the mic, please.
I mean, I don't want to say like what's between your legs because people are gonna come at me for that. But
Well, tell us how you really feel, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, yeah. Like I think like, you know, based on what genitalia you have, like that's the gender you are. But do I think
Okay.
people are transgender? Like, yeah, I support transgender people.
Hold on, let people answer.
No, I have the same exact answer as her. I don't want to go more in depth about that.
Ski-oo for Ya Christ His Lord donated $200. Your grandmother and her grandmother, going back through all human history, never struggled defining men and women. Do you honestly think this generation is more enlightened than your ancestors?
No.
Can I answer that, or?
Well, let's get everybody's answer to this question. Go ahead.
I think a woman is someone with breasts and a vagina.
Okay.
It's an adult female, but there's no, by the way, this shows you that there is absolutely no Marxist training in schools. That there are two responses
Right.
there.
A human adult with 2 X chromosomes. I think it describes what, I'm trying to say this in a way that's concise, I'm sorry. It describes what is expected of someone who is born with female chromosomes and female parts, but it describes more than just the parts. It describes what we expect of them, what their role is in society.
I agree with you, but also kind of.
Here, just for moving on forward,
okay, yeah.
It's better to just actually state your position than just say, I agree with this person. Just state your actual position.
Okay, well, a human adult with 2 X chromosomes that is also born with the parts of a woman.
A human that presents themselves as a woman, you know?
Isn't that a bit circular?
It's very circular.
Like, if.
But we'll get to that.
Yeah, that's just what I think. Like, if you present yourself as a woman and that's what you go by, then you're a woman.
Okay, wait, so go ahead with your point.
Yeah, so the person that did the chat, they said that, people aren't confused, or people back in the day weren't confused about their gender or anything. And I think that's true. I think that people are using biology, because I don't think that men should, or people who are born with XY chromosomes should take on the role that women have. But that's, if you just reduce it to biology, then it doesn't matter, because it's just, they're just a man regardless. Like, I think a woman is the role. I don't think a woman is the chromosomes.
I want to kind of try, since it's a dating podcast, let me frame it a bit from a dating angle. I'll try to ask this fairly simple question here for you. Would you object to a man not wanting to date a transgender woman?
No, I would not.
You wouldn't object?
No.
Is a transgender woman a woman?
I think that, that's where it gets tough, because I was trying to say before, I think race is a social construct as well. It's just what you look like. But I think it's inappropriate for a person to try and change what their race looks like. Like, someone might take on the race, like, change their appearance so they look like a different race. I don't think that's right.
But if it's a social construct, why can't they just fit into another social construct?
Well, I guess they could, but I don't think it's right.
Well, then that means you're pointing out to an objective reality.
Was that her?
Yeah, it was her. That was me. Yeah, so my point is that I don't support this change in the social construct. I think it's a social rule for a reason. So
where did the social rule come from?
It comes from society. That's why
I know, but that's circular there, because it's a social construct that comes from society. Where does society get it from?
Wait, what? That doesn't make sense.
That's what a social construct is, something that's socially
Okay, so where does society, what is society made of?
Society is made of people.
Right, and where do these people get this idea of a social construct
from? I don't
know,
it's the same way that culture is a social idea. Like, where does it come from? We don't know.
No, it's not, that's not true at all. You have to have a place that it comes from. Are people just pulling things out of the air and then saying this is a man and this is a woman? I mean, I know we're doing that now, but is this what people have done from the beginning of time?
Well, I mean, a lot of the social role of women comes from biology.
The social role of women is going to be separate for this discussion from what a woman is, and it's going to be the social role of, let's say, a different race is also going to be separate from what a race is. So if you're going to say that, this is why the social construct argument doesn't make any sense, because a social construct has to be created by someone. It's created by people. What did they use to create it? An arbitrary standard, or did they look at objective things in reality and define it accordingly?
Well, you agree that women have a social role, right?
Which social role?
Like, women are typically supposed to...
supposed to or inclined to?
I guess inclined to.
Well, that's a different thing. Because when you say supposed to, that means it's been enforced upon them from the outside, which fits into your social construct. Societies creating this to oppress women, to oppress different races, as opposed to an inclination that comes from the biology towards these things.
I think that people can be, people can use their biology, and that ties into the role. I don't think they're divorced from each other. I don't think being a woman and being female, because the thing is, when I say woman, I'm talking about the social role. That's what I'm talking about.
You redefine terms to fit your argument, and then we can't.
That's not a redefinition, though.
That is a redefinition.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Again, bringing it back to dating. Is it straight for a man to date a trans woman?
Wait, is it straight for a man to date a trans woman?
Would it be straight for a biological male to date a trans woman?
Okay, I don't think
who is a biological male.
Okay, yeah. I don't think it's straight for the man to continually date and see the trans woman, but I don't see how it's gay for a person to be attracted to a person who is feminine or that looks like a woman.
It's not really the question,
it's
though.
Homosexual.
That's what I'm talking about.
By definition.
Here,
it's homosexual.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
would it be straight for a man to date a trans woman?
No, that's not straight. To date.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just saying if someone is attracted to someone who looks like a woman, I don't think that's gay. How is that gay? That doesn't make sense.
But
That's not
that
really-
wasn't his
not really the
question.
question.
That
I
wasn't
would
his
say it,
question.
but-
That's
Right.
what I'm
That's not
talking
my
about. You
question.
will often
She
take the
answered his question.
No, she didn't.
she did. She said it's
pipe
not
down.
straight.
She did not answer the question.
She did
Pipe
actually.
down.
And then
Pipe down.
She
what
did
she
answer the
often does is
question.
she changes the question into an easier question to answer than the position that we're asking
yeah.
about.
No, I didn't. I answered the question. I said it's not straight to date a trans woman. That's what I said. I said
But
it's
isn't
not straight.
so the definition, okay, well, I don't know if this really makes, so straight is like short form slang for heterosexual, right?
Yeah, right.
So when we, how could it, would your argument then shift to be a transgender woman is not a woman?
Again, I think that I'm talking about, okay, when we talk about biology and we talk about social roles, these are different things.
Okay, one question. Is a transgender woman male or female?
They are male.
Okay, all right. I don't want to linger too long on this specific topic.
I mean, you're kind of right when you say it's just fashion, because when men pretend to be women, they think it's just a dress-up costume.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That is
What do you think
dress-up.
about? But why should we honor that? Why should
not
we?
saying we should
why
honor
should
that.
we affirm or respect?
Honestly,
that?
most of the time,
It's more of a fetish anyways.
Yes, it is. Most of the time, these men are dressing up as the woman that they would want to bang, or
By
their
the way-
fantasy of what that woman
So
would
it's
do
like
with
autos.
them.
Feminists,
Yeah.
autogynephilia. But
okay.
feminists opened the door for this. Margaret Fuller was writing in the 1800s about gender as a spectrum and everybody being somewhere on the spectrum and gender abolition. This is all feminist ideology as well. So
Which is all communist ideology.
when they
Yeah, Claire.
when they get mad about like men and women's sports, I just laugh because I'm like, you did it to yourself.